Should loan originators attend their closings? Wow, this is a loaded question, but we get asked it all the time in TLOP's originator coaching community. And my answer never changes. And you're not going to like the answer, but I'm going to give it to you nonetheless. It depends. It truly depends. If you were brand new, just getting started, I would tell you, hell to the yes, I want you attending your closings. Why? Because you're probably not having that many of them. It's one or two. Why? Because I want you to learn how the process goes. So if you're not having that many closings, it's easy to attend one or two. Now, do I want you driving 2 or 3 hours away from your home office in order to attend a closing? Probably not. Not the highest and best use of your time unless you took 6 hours worth of phone calls to make and you didn't waste the time that you spent in the car driving to the closing. But if your closing's within 20, 30-minute drive and you're newer at this career and you're only closing 1 or 2 loans a month, it will not hurt you attending your closings because you can see how a closing's supposed to go. You can befriend that closing agent who works for a title company, and title companies can be phenomenal partners to mortgage brokers and lenders alike. There's a good chance you may actually see the listing agent face to face. And when you're in hyper growth mode, you want to be cross-selling that listing agent. And there's a good chance you haven't closed that much business with the buying agent that referred you, the home buyer, that getting that face time is time well worth you spending. So in this instance, all day long, I would coach one of our members to attend their closings. However, there then comes a time in your career that you're unable to attend all your closings. And when you attend a closing, that's a total time suck between the 20 minutes to drive there, the hour of you spending there, the 20 minutes to drive back. That's an hour and 40 to 2 hours that you could have spent doing something else that was more proactive and more beneficial. And just because I said in the very beginning I was going to give you a confusing answer, let me confuse you any further. Then there's I don't have time to go to all my closings, but I still want to attend. What do I do? For those people, here's exactly what I did, because I was a attend your closing guy. What I found out is I did not need to be at the entire closing. I found out that me going to the entire closing was a time suck. However, I had certain agents who I knew if I attended the closing, it increased the likelihood of them referring me. And I had certain transactions where I wanted to be there because I wanted to either see the title company or I wanted a chance of meeting the listing agent in person. Maybe I'd already arranged with the listing agent that they would be at the closing at the same time I would be at the closing, and it would be our first time to meet face to face. But when I would get there, I always had somewhere else I wanted to be. So I'd show up 10 minutes early. I would introduce myself to the closer. I'd introduce myself to the sellers, the selling agent, the buyer's agent. I'd say hi to my clients who were the borrowers. I would ask the title company if we could take care of all the important documents first, right? What is that? That's the CD, and that's any funding documents that need to get signed. I would then ask the closer to send all the funding documents first. So then I could sit there, run my borrower through my spiel. My spiel was typically talking about when the first payment was due, what happens when their loan gets sold, how I'm their lender for life. They should call me at any time that they get something in the mail that they don't understand or anytime they have a question. My spiel also included, in the state of Florida, reminding them to file for their homestead exemption and reminding them that they had until February to do so the following year. But then I could say, unfortunately, I can't stay for the whole transaction because I have somewhere else I wanted to be, but I did want to pop by, wanted to say hi, wanted to say thank you, wanted to say congratulations, and I wanted to make sure that all the important documents were reviewed and executed. If you need something, I'll be on my cell phone. And that's exactly how I was able to still attend my closings, but not have them be a total time suck. So for a recap, if you're asking yourself, should you attend closings? My answer is it depends. But if you were to attend them, you have 3 different ways of doing so. Early on in your career, Get there and stay for the whole thing. It's a good experience. Build a relationship and see how closings are supposed to go. As you become more of a top producer, I do not advise going to the entire closing. It could be a total time suck. However, for those that are within a reasonable driving distance, there's nothing wrong with you getting there, staying for 20 minutes, showing gratitude, and then sliding out. And then lastly, as a bonus, if you never want to attend a closing, and that's part of your business model. By the way, I have plenty of friends in this industry that are mega producers who do not attend their closings. That does not mean you have to ghost all parties involved. So when I was never going to attend a closing, I made sure I reached out to all parties involved, right? That's title company, that's buying agent, that's listing agent, that's borrower. And I let them know that, hey, unfortunately, due to my schedule conflicts, I'm not going to be able to attend the closing. However, I'm actually at the most important place that they need me, which is right in front of my laptop or right in front of my computer with my phone on. What do I mean by that? If something comes up at the closing, I want them to call me. I want them to text me. And if it's something that we need to get from a member of my team, i.e. the funding department, the closing department, etc., that the best place for me to be to access those people isn't at a closing table. It's actually back at my office in front of my computer with my phone turned on. And that I found was an easy way to let somebody know that I'm here, even though I'm physically not in the same room as you. So when you go on with your career and you build out your book of business, please know there is no clear-cut answer to whether or not you should attend your closings. Some do, some don't. Some do some years, some don't some years. You should find what works best for you. But please know there's never anything that's acceptable regarding ghosting a borrower and ghosting a transaction. They all need you to show up. Sometimes we show up virtually, sometimes we show up in person. When we show up in person, sometimes we stay for the entire closing. Most times we should only be there very intentional for a short period of time where we are there for the most important documents, and then we can slide right out.